Hi, I'm Phil from Driftworks, this is Jay, and we're here at Donington.
It's very busy.
It's a very busy Donington with two E30s. We're both testing our cars on like a pre-Nürburgring thing.
Yeah.
Nearly wasn't here though, or at least not in my E30, in my M3, as we had a little bit of a disastrous morning, so let's go back to a few hours ago. So that was part of a plan that we had when everything was so successful yesterday. Tested the car all working. So the plan is, that's the rear anti-roll bar, you heard me talk about that before. This is a bit of T45 tube, roll cage tube, so we're just sandwiching that existing one. This, however, was not part of the plan. Pulled the half shaft out of the diff and started leaking. I've just disassembled this. And I am currently looking to hopefully go into the office and ask Ed very kindly if he can draw up a spacer for me so that I can space the axles out. I did test them for in and out play at ride height and thought that felt like it kind of had enough, but obviously not. So better to have found out now. However, we have 3 hours until we leave. So yeah, bit of a challenge on our hands. Loving it.
Well,
grinding off the excess.
what's the sculpting?
Yeah, weight saving, that's what we call it, isn't it? And I have had some mega success with my putting out a cry for help on the internet. A very, very kind gentleman called Resto Mod Compulsion has done a drawing for the PCD spacer that I need and is about to send it to me in STL format, so we should be able to do a crude version of this on the plasma table next door, we hope. Also, interestingly, Craig has a Porsche part here that is pretty much the correct thing. The OD of it's ever so slightly too big and doesn't fit in the cup. But yeah, that actually works really well, but I've only got one of them and obviously not the type of thing Porsche carry on the shelf. So yeah, hopefully sorted in a minute. So, we're around here, we've got a plasma cutter, we've got a file from Mike, who is Resto Mod Compulsion on Instagram. He's made us 4 lovely cut files.
And you've changed the plan?
And I've just changed it. Well, actually, I haven't, but Mr. Taylor has just found a perfect piece of aluminium here, and he's decided that, well, what did you decide, Taylor?
You may as well make one that matches the other one, yeah. Then it's not, and it's lighter. I mean,
cutting stuff by plasma is always a little bit crude. Well, anyway, you need to kind of follow.
The problem is I haven't cut any thick alloy on it, so yeah. You know it will do it in that, but
it's not the time to experiment.
It's not a time to play. And
so because we have this, and this is perfect, except for the OD. This is 110mm, and it needs to be 108 to fit inside the half shaft. Craig's just going to skim this down, and he's going to use this as a template to actually make that exactly the same. So yeah. What a flap. Hopefully that works. I'm on my way to go and get some longer bolts now. Fingers crossed.
That gives you your coordinates then to pick your PCD up to do your...
Are we doing it the right way, not just ramming a drill through it in the vise?
Well, because there's a couple of holes we're going to half bake through, then I'll do it in the middle and I'll put a slot cutter through so it doesn't follow the hole.
Sweet. So this little book here just tells you how to calculate PCD,
yeah,
does it?
It's the good old Zeus book. I've had that since an apprentice. So it gives you lots of information, but it tells you how to do PCDs with calculations. Then we can put them into the miller.
Kept good care of that in about 100 years, haven't you?
Yes.
Did you back?
Got the bolts, they appear to be the right thread, and this is about the best can you just that we've done for
been
some
a little
time.
while,
It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while since we tried to go somewhere.
I won't say we're self-sufficient because we use a lot of your shit all the time, but yeah, we haven't actually had to have the last-minute services of Craig Taylor.
I mean, we haven't done anything for a while, but you know.
But yeah, if you're going to do something like this, why not leave it until last minute to find out? Eh?
There we go then, spaced.
Yeah, so
try it.
Where's the other one gone?
There.
I might have took the one.
Maybe.
So yeah, I mean it's broke through in a couple of places because it's just the only bit of metal I had to hand, but
That'll do me.
I'm
Thank
just
you.
counting the holes that's a little bit and job done.
It's in far enough, let's make a double shot.
Yeah, don't round it off. You didn't get any spares.
It's a good point. Oh my god. Get around. Okay. Done. 2 spacers and a new reinforced rear anti-roll bar. All bolted up, exhaust back up, cooler pipe back up. Time to get out on the trailer. Game on. Sweet, let's do this.
Sounds fucking sick.
It's actually pretty rapid considering it's the first laps out. The tyres, being brand new, definitely needed some serious scrubbing to start off with, but no, really, really good. The steering seemed to get progressively stiffer, so I've got to investigate what that is. It might just be power steering. We have had issues with it before. It uses a Clio power steering, electric power steering, column-mounted pump. Or assistance, and yeah, we have had issues with that in the past with the rotary dial that we use for that actually going beyond range and just turning off and stopping working. So I'm going to investigate that. I'm going to have a little bit of a sanity check as well, because obviously it's a pretty damn fresh build in many ways, but yeah, the suspension seems to work really well. Obviously there's always a bit of a concern when you lower something that much, it might sort of bottom out, start jumping about everywhere, but no, it seems really good so far. It was, I'd say, pretty quick, almost as quick as I went in it before, last time I used it last year. So yeah, going to investigate. I'll let you know if I find anything. Nothing weird's happened there. Still got 3mm toe out, which is what I set it to when I came here, so happy days. It's pretty decent. If you're careful with it, you can check it by yourself. Just got to make sure that it's up against this wheel, and don't pull the tapes too tight, and pull them very equally when you do this side. But yeah, that bit's good. On to the next thing.
Alright, it's fairly exciting. I just went for the heel toe on the downshift coming into chicane and kicked the throttle pedal off and it got stuck to the floor. I flicked it up with my foot. I need to have a look at it and see if the plastic's broken.
So you just put some like lateral force on it, by accident,
As I moved across, it pinged the top off, I think.
Did you have to switch the engine off?
Nah, I've got my foot in.
Oh, right, literally.
Got a rev limiter.
Yeah, it's fine. Oh yeah, these are normally on the rev limiter, these engines, aren't they?
Yeah, they were for us.
Yeah.
Think I need a new circlip. Still not too bad.
So yeah, not sure how much you could hear in there shouting at the GoPro, but yeah, no cut, no blip, so maybe the sensor's disconnected, possibly. I hope it's just that. going to investigate that. But I lost power steering again. Super hard to steer because the amount of caster that we run on this car is extremely difficult to steer when the power steering's down. So I don't know if it's just overheating or what, but I need to investigate in that. And also I wound up the dampers, front dampers on that, a few clicks, and yeah, it didn't work well for the balance. It was really pushy and then oversteery, so normally it's got quite a nice neutral balance, this car, so back that down a few clicks and hopefully the handling will be back to somewhere where we sort of can float it about a little bit. So yeah, going to investigate the issues now and see if we can get back out. About you, but I'm absolutely battered.
I think my car's it's going to kill me if I keep going.
Yeah.
The throttle keeps getting stuck, so I need a new circlip and cable ties don't hold it on.
That's not going to cut it in a cable tie.
No.
And yeah, again, I don't know whether you can hear in the car, but power steering failed again. So much caster, it's like weightlifting trying to go around the corner. And I was determined I was going to carry on and do a few more laps, but my fitness level is not up to it, and also it was getting a bit sketch in a few places where I couldn't physically turn the steering to get through a corner fast enough. So yeah, it's probably a good time to call it. The blip and cut still isn't working as well, so need to investigate that. Thanks very much for watching, and thanks for supporting us by buying through the Driftwood shop as normal. And we'll catch you in the next one. Bye.